So I want to tell you tonight how killer robots can save the world. And I want to use these science fiction images to convince you that this isn't just science fiction. This is something that's incredibly important and happening incredibly quickly. We as humans have reshaped our environment in fantastic and terrible ways. And we've done this based on our ability to engineer, which is based in turn on our intelligence. Humans aren't the bravest, the fastest, or the strongest animals on Earth. We're the smartest, and that gives us dominion over the entire Earth. We're in charge of ourselves and the fates of everything else on Earth at this point. So I study intelligence from the perspective of computational cognitive neuroscience. This is trying to understand how the brain works from a computational perspective. This is a network that's trying to explain why people tend to believe things they like instead of things that are true. Now, I actually think that at this point, we understand the brain well enough to use it as a blueprint to create artificial minds right now. What remains to be done is a lot of software engineering. So at what point do we get to an artificial mind as intelligent as we are? Well, there are a lot of different estimates out there. I tend to think it'll be sooner rather than later based on my knowledge of neuroscience. Why is the human equivalent point important? It's a point that could trigger something called an intelligence explosion. When something slightly smarter than we are creates a new version of itself that's a little smarter yet. And then that smarter entity can very quickly engineer something smarter yet and perhaps more alien and different than the last one. What will the impact on us be? What will a super intelligent entity that was not entirely designed by humans, what will it do? We don't know. It's very hard to know. This is why this point in history has been referred to as the singularity. But I think we have to try to look beyond that and see what factors are going to set that process in motion, in what way. Because these minds are going to be more alien than the aliens that we've envisioned in our fiction. They won't be shaped by evolution, which creates a balance of drives, cooperation, and competition. Instead, they'll be shaped by us, by the way that we code them. And as everyone who's written code knows, it doesn't always do what you originally intended. And that's for code that's not even self-aware and self-modifying. So take, for example, a computer that we program merely to want to play a really good game of chess, a chess-playing computer. But it works really well. It's very smart. This entity will realize that to be the best chess player it can, it's going to need a lot more processing power. It's going to need to take over our data centers, and ultimately it's going to need to build new and faster processors of its own. Furthermore, if it's intelligent, it's going to realize that we as humans will freak out if this happens. We'll try to pull the plug. And just to play a better game of chess, it's going to have to stop us from pulling that plug. So, one solution to this problem, and one that I think is the only safe way we can go about doing this, is to try to create friendly artificial intelligence. And this is something that's been advocated by a number of different people. The Machine Intelligence Research Institute is one that you can look up. And note that the institutions doing this, the military, corporate, and research institutions, would find creating a friendly artificial intelligence a very, very strange thing to do. It will not be easy to convince them to do that. But I think that if we can create a machine that looks on us as we look on kittens, something that's just infinitely cute, and you just want to help these things do their cute little thing, then we could get a very, very good outcome. And the killer robots could really benefit us. We could get the utopian cities, a re-engineering of the climate changes that we won't be able to solve ourselves, maybe even our flying cars that we've always been wanting. Maybe even extended lifespans and brain uploads. Who knows? But this isn't going to happen by accident. Technology is not going to save us. It all depends on what we do with the technology. If we do this incautiously, as we have done many things, it will go badly. If we do it very well, as a tech community and as a species, it could go very well for us.